Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be answering a question that I received from a ton of you guys, and that's how do I handle my cough and cold while being on a transplant? So if you guys are interested to see what I personally do when I'm feeling a little sick or under the weather, then definitely keep on watching. But guys, before we continue, I want to quickly encourage you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on that little push notifications when you guys subscribe. So thank you guys so much. Let's begin. So what I do when I am feeling a little sick or having, cold symptoms, in the beginning of my transplant, what I would do, I would email my coordinator right away because she would just let me know. And I always made sure to take my temperature, or at least try to take my temperature. And if I was having fevers, then I would call the transplant coordinator on call, and usually they would tell me what to do. In the beginning of my transplant, I had fevers pretty often, and I would just call the kidney transplant on call, and they would usually tell me to go to the hospital. They would just kind of monitor the fever, making sure nothing bad or nothing severe was going on to the transplant, and that the transplant was usually safe. What they would usually give me were some antibiotics, sometimes orally or sometimes through an IV. So it really depended how severe the cold or the infection, or just how, if it really just depends on how, like, what sickness you might have at the moment. So in the beginning of the transplant, like I said, I would just, call my on-call nurse and just kind of be guided by them, and just basically we go to the hospital and they would treat me there. But now, since I'm almost 2 years post-transplant, I do things a little bit different, what I usually do. And I find this a lot easier for me personally. It really depends I guess you kind of have to find what's best for you, or how to take care of yourself as much as possible, because we have our immune system very low because of the immunosuppressants. So on top of, taking care of yourself as like a regular healthy person, we have to even take care of ourselves even more. So it's just really about taking care of yourself. But like I was saying, let me get back on track. What I personally do when I feel a fever, when I have a fever or a cold, like stuffy nose, a cough, sore throat, I usually go to my nearest urgent care. And you see a doctor, and my doctor told me specifically to always mention, I am a transplant patient, I need medication, because then this won't go away, basically. And I usually go to the urgent care, and that's basically what I tell them, and they usually give me antibiotics. A cold will usually last, with antibiotics and everything, about 10 days or so. Before, when I was on dialysis, I was sick constantly. Basically every single week I was sick, about 2 for 3 days. But now I'm rarely sick, but I am sick for a longer time. So it's kind of like, honestly, I prefer like how things are going now. But guys, I want to quickly let you know a little story time. So about a month and a half ago, my daughter got sick with a really bad cough and really bad congestion. So if you guys don't know, my daughter is 4 years old, and at that age, I am always looking out for her. I'm always taking care of her. So I'm always going to be really close to her phase, really like super close, and I'm at like a higher risk in that aspect because I know toddlers carry a lot more germs than, the average person. So I'm always around her. So I did end up getting sick after being around her, because we sleep together on the same bed here, and we're in my room right now. And I did end up getting sick 2 weeks after she was having that congestion and stuff. I just had like throat pain, really bad congestion, and just coughing, like a constant cough. I went to go get this happened about a month ago. I went to go get my infusion, and that's when the first day it started. And my nurse told me, if it continues, you need to go right away to the doctors and let them know. However, I was like, okay, yeah, like, didn't think it was gonna continue. However, it did, but I kind of took it like nothing, like didn't really put mind to it. I thought it was a cough. I'm like, okay, it's gonna go away, because Anybody that has a cough usually goes away after like a week or so maybe. However, I'm already a month with this cough and this congestion and I still have it. So I did go to the urgent care yesterday and they actually prescribed me with some antibiotics. So I'm currently taking amoxicillin, which I know is gonna do a great thing for me. Because every time I take antibiotics, I usually start to feel better within the next 5 days. So yes, I wanted to mention that to you guys. So basically, what I do in the overview is that I would immediately inform your doctors when you guys are dealing with any coughs or cold, and even if it's the smallest symptoms like stuffy nose or throat pain, go to your doctor immediately. It's so important because they're going to give you the necessary antibiotics. It's so much easier rather than taking a Tylenol and kind of just waiting for your body to heal on its own, because it's going to just take so much more time. Also, guys, rest as much as possible because that will also help. Try to always cover yourself. I know they say that you can't get sick because of cold weather, but I am a firm believer that the cold weather affects you a ton, like, because I personally have noticed it myself. If I don't cover my neck with a scarf or something and I head out and it's really cold, that my next day my throat will wake up very dry and hurting because of that. So cover yourself as much as possible in the winter, or try to wash your hands as much as possible. Make sure you guys are watching what you guys are eating and don't get yourself near anyone that is sick. So yes, guys, I hoped I answered most of your questions. If I left any questions out, please leave them in the comments below. I read everybody's comments and I try to respond to as many people's comments as possible. It just sometimes gets a little hard because the comments just overflow, but I try to get to as many of you guys as possible. So yes, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Also, video requests, leave them down below. Have a blessed and beautiful day, everyone. Bye.